Hey guys, welcome back. My name is Tahir. This is Inspired RC, and today we've got the Kraton on the bench. And if you've watched my previous video with this Kraton, I did mention in that video that I had a mod coming for this Kraton that you're not going to want to miss. So today is that day, guys. That mod has arrived. All the parts are here as well, guys. I'm super excited about this one, guys. Check it out. We've got the OUTCAST body, and we have all the plastics that go with this body. So we've got the skid plates, we've got the roll cage, we've got the front bumper, we've got the rear wing, we've got the center brace as well, guys, and we're going to be installing it all on the Kraton. Really excited about this one, guys. Love this body. It looks amazing. Comes with all the decals on there as well. That's one less job for you to do. I know this body does come in a clear version as well, so you can paint one up yourself, whatever color you want, but this color is amazing. I can't wait to get it out of the packet and get it on the car and see how it looks. The question I had is, can this be done? Now, I do love my Kraton body. This body does look really nice. I have reinforced it and everything else, guys. It comes with the bumper, with the X-Max bumper on the front, which just in my mind enhances the look of this car and makes it look even more aggressive than what it already does. But I really like this vintage look of the OUTCAST. So guys, I do love my Kraton body, but I like this OUTCAST body as well, guys. So with this body, as I said, I've got all the plastics here as well. So before I start showing you them, let me just show you the part number for the body if you are interested in doing this mod, guys. Just spin it around. There you go. That's the body. Next we've got the spoiler. So that's the spoiler there, that's the bottom of it. There's the top. And the part number for that one, called the rear wing. Next we have the roll cage. So in this roll cage we've got the skid plates, we've got the center brace, and we've got the roll cage itself. So on here it just says roll cage on there. You do get all these bits if you did order this part number, guys. That's that one. And then lastly we have the front and rear bumper, and it also comes with this plastic cushioning, shock cushioning. And there you go. That's the part number for that one. Right, so as well as all them parts, you are going to need some screws. Now you can buy the screws from Arrma as well, guys, and the part numbers are listed on the OUTCAST Exploded View. But I have a local ironmongers that I tend to get a lot of my screws from, and they tend to have the whole range in. So guys, what you're going to need screw wise for this car, start with these ones here to do this modification. Here, show you there, you have 10 of these. So what these are is an M4 by 10mm button head hex screws machined. Okay, you're going to need 10 of them. Next you're going to need 4 of these. And what these are, just 1 second. There we go. So what these are is a M4 by 16mm capped head. So that's these kind of heads, these flat heads here. Just get the zoom on there. So that's a 16mm by M4, and you need 4 of them. And lastly, you're going to need 8 of these. Let's get in focus. So what this is an M4 by 20 millimeter. Again, it's a capped head screw. So you need 8 of them. That's all your screws, guys. Really excited about doing this. Let's get this opened up and let's see how it looks. Wow, that looks amazing. Look at that. Look how shiny that is. Wow, love it. Right, guys, this is going to be going on there if it balances. Check that out, guys. Love it. Right, so I think the first job will be to get all the plastics, I think, on this Outcast body. So we'll get the car off the bench, we'll get this on the bench, and we'll get all the plastics opened up, and we'll get that installed on there first, I think. So I'll be back with you shortly. Okay, guys, I can't stop looking at this body. It looks amazing. It really pops under this lighting I've got on my bench, so I can't wait to see it in the daylight as well. Okay, we've got the front retainers on the Outcast body now, and we've got the Kraton on the bench now, so we're going to be removing the front bumper on this now. So guys, if you haven't got this X-Max bumper, the process is still going to be the same. You do really need to be removing the Kraton bumper that the the X-Max bumper is attached to. So you're going to need to be removing this bumper anyway. So let's get the body off. Okay, the bumper's all on, and your shock absorber's on as well. So you got your 4 screws, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you got your 4 screws for your bumper that you need to attach to it. This piece actually attaches to the bumper, so when you do remove the 4 screws from the bumper, then the whole thing will just remove in one piece. That's pretty good for me, that, guys, because I do, as I said, I do intend to swap and change between the two, so I want it to be as simple as possible. So again, with the old bumper it's just 4 screws, and with this new bumper it's the same 4 screws. So next job is to install the spoiler, which is pretty straightforward. 2 screws, remove the 2 screws on your Kraton spoiler and just pop them back into this one. So I'll get that done. Okay, everything's screwed down. I'm happy with everything that I've put on there, and it's time now to try the body on. So I'll just grab it. Guys, this looks amazing. I love that finish, it's really nice, and I expect it to be even nicer when it's in the sun as well. So let's try it on. So it looks like, it's really nice. It looks like it needs a bit of tweaking at the back. Obviously I realised that the front 2 lugs are fitting in, but the rear ones are way off. And I expect that because this has now become a long wheelbase OUTCAST 8S, so the lugs aren't going to fit. I think the centre brace fits. The front 2 lugs, as you can see there, are fitting well. And it's fitting well against the front bumper there as well. It's just raised at the back because it needs a bit of trimming. So let me just spin it around on its side and you can see it. Let's just clear some of this stuff away. Make some room. I think the body is actually catching on your links here at the top here, and I think it's catching on both sides. It looks like it's raised up by maybe about a centimetre, maybe a centimetre and a half. So I may need to trim a bit more off there. Guys, I just wanted to show you something before I did that. Check this out. So you can see there, we're lined up at the front there. Guys, look at that, it's not actually far off. the original Kraton body. It's actually longer than the Kraton body. Then it'll just be a case of making the holes for the lugs, and hopefully everything should fit. Okay, I just want to quickly show you the progress that I've made at the front. So I was having the problem of the center tower and the brace together are lifting the whole body up, and it means that these lugs at the front and the back are too low, and the whole thing was arcing. If I wanted to push it down, I could force it on, it wouldn't look right. It was just arcing. It was higher in the middle and lower at both ends. So after doing a bit of research and just having a quick look, if you look at the front here, I've got 2 screws, 1 and 2 there. If you remove these 2 screws, you're able to lift the front brace up higher. And this front brace is actually the same as the one in the OUTCAST. And in the OUTCAST 8S, they have this at the front and they have the same brace at the back. But this brace, if you look, can you see the arms, the supporting arms are quite close together. And at the back of the car, the 2 lugs are quite far apart on the Kraton setup. So at the front here is quite simple. We just remove these 2 screws, lift the whole thing up and put these 2 screws back in again. That's all good for us. At the front, it's at the right level now, matching up with the center tower. And then at the back, I'll quickly just spin it around so you can see. Right, what I'll do is I'll just bring you up to the table. So at the back there you can see the 2 lugs, and they have actually got some scope to be raised up, but there's only so much. There's not enough. You can't raise them lugs enough to screw them back in and be at the right height for our center tower for the OUTCAST to sit on. And the way I wanted to do this is I wanted to make it easy enough for me just to revert back to the Kraton setup if I did ever get bored of it. So what I've decided to do is I remove this screw at the bottom here. You can see I've taken this screw completely out. Once I remove the screw, I'm able to pull this thing all the way out. Now you can see how big that is. Now it's not enough, it's not long enough for me to make another hole in it for the screw to go in. So what I've decided to do is I'm going to put the screw back in without this in there, screw it in, and what that'll do is it'll stop it from falling down any further. And then I'm going to slide this in. Once I've slid it in, I've got some really small cable ties. And these small cable ties will actually fit into the hole. So what I intend to do is just cable tie the whole lug down across here to keep it tight against there. This screw that I've put back in again will stop it from going any further down. That cable tie will stop it from falling out. So the only issue that we may have is it might just want to turn a little, but I think once you've got your clips and everything and your retainers in on the body, I don't think it will move. So guys, that's the solution that I've come up with, and it allows me not to have support in the center, so have that supported as well, guys, and it'll give the whole roll cage some kind of rigidity as well. So I'm just going to finish that off there, and then the next job will be to cut 2 fresh holes, because these are now a lot wider, narrower than the original holes on the OUTCAST body. So we'll have to make a couple of fresh holes for it. So I'll get that done, get the body on, I'll get this all screwed down and wire tied in and make sure it's all nice and stable, and then we'll be looking at the holes on the body. Okay, this is screwed down now, so you can see how much I've raised it by. This was almost touching the tower before, so I've raised it by around about 1 centimeter or so, and I'm hoping that's going to be enough. There is a bit more scope to raise that a bit more if we need to, so not too bothered about that. So them 2 screws have gone back in. Make sure they're solid. That's nice and solid as well. And then at the rear, just show you how I've done it on the rear then. Now we're ready to actually put the body on and line up these holes, and then hopefully mark them on the body, and then we should just pierce them. Okay, so we're ready to put the body on. Just before I do that, I'll just show you, I have actually trimmed this bottom section on both sides off, and this is how much I've cut off it. I think it will be this side here. If you look, that's how much I've cut off it. I'm hoping that's enough for now. If I do need to take a bit more, I can do. The Kraton body actually finishes up here, so all of this needs to be cut out. And to be honest with you, there's a lot of detail there and I quite like it, so if I can retain it, I will do. So let's get the body on. I've got the 2 clips at the front ready because I know that these 2 holes do line up. The rear ones, I haven't put them in yet because I don't know where they're going to end up. I might even be able to use these original holes, cover up these 2, and then make 2 fresh ones there as well. Let's get it on. And that's sitting much better now. These holes are nicely sat down. The middle section I can feel is sat down. It feels like they're around there where my fingers are. So it's not too far off from where the original holes are as well, guys, and should look alright. So I'm just going to mark these out and get them cut out, and I'll let you know how I've done it once I've done that, guys. If you have a pencil lying about, or some chalk or something like that, what I intend to do is I'm just going to colour or just cover the top of the post. I'm just going to draw it in. Because the body's brand new, there isn't any kind of dirt on there, so what I intend to do is just put this on top. Get it to sit in. And then I'm just going to press down here, and hopefully what should happen is some of that lead off the pencil should go onto the body and then give me an indication of where these 2 holes are sat, as long as the body's in its correct position. Alright, I don't know if how well you can see that. I've actually got 2 holes, 2 marks on it, so one's just there and then one's just there. So guys, that's worked out well for me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pierce it from this side here, get the center of it, pierce it from this side here and that side here, and then just make sure it's in the right place, and then I've got a center point, and then I can put my drill bit on the other side and just drill. Okay guys, one more little tweak that we've had to make to our setup. These originally, when they're in the Kraton, they're this way around, and the body itself sits on this here, so it gives it some extra support. And we just pop through the center, and then you put your retaining screw through it. But with the OUTCAST body, we have, let's move it out of the way, we have this section here which is lower than the bed itself, and what's happening is these bits here are actually touching this side here, and it means that we can't push our lugs through to be able to put our retaining screw pins through. So on the Kraton, the shape of the body goes straight from here, and then it just literally goes up here and then follows the top line all the way across, so it alleviates that problem, and it is a bit longer so you don't have that issue. What I've decided to do is, because we put our nut through here, these things are free, and I was just using some cable ties just to tie them, to anchor them down. So what I intend to do is I'm just going to spin these that way. Now we're spinning them that way, what will happen is that whole section there will actually be sat in the bed itself and not on here, so it should hopefully allow us to push our body down and be able to put our retaining clips in as well, both front and back. I just want to try this body and see if our adjustment will work. Guys, I've also put the body retaining clips back in the original holes because it does have enough length on there to be able to put them into these. They're not far off where they originally were meant to be anyway. Right, I think that will work. So obviously our clip now is going to go in from this side here, so these retainers will just be, just make sure we get, yeah, there we go. Right, that goes in there, the other one will go in, and then the front two will go in. So I'm just going to put the cable tie through that, guys, and have a quick clean up on my bench and show you the finished result. Be back with you shortly. Okay guys, we're done. The OUTCAST 8S long wheelbase has been born. What do you think, guys? Let me know in the comments. I'm really liking it. So from the front it looks like a standard OUTCAST, except for we've got the Kraton wheels on there, which I might change. I don't know whether I'm going to go for an OUTCAST wheel set. They are a bit smaller, so I'm just toying with that idea right now. So let's just quickly have a look what it looks like from the side angle. I'll show you. I've just done a bit more trimming on the car. So guys, that's how it looks from the side. Really like it. So if you look from, see here, let's get the piece that I cut off. So this is a piece that I've cut off from this side here. So I've taken quite a lot of it off. I know I did say I didn't want to trim the back, but it really did need it. The proportions weren't right. And you could tell that the body was too small for the car. So this way I quite like it. It's turned out quite nicely. So I've done the same on the other side as well, and I've taken it all from the back as well. So now I don't have any interference with the shocks, and I don't have any interference here either. The lugs are sitting nicely as well. So yeah, I'm really happy with that. The only thing I'm a bit iffy about is the amount of extension that there is here before the spoiler. I'd prefer the spoiler to be a bit closer, but then if I move the spoiler closer, then we've still got an issue with the wheelie bar that's behind it as well. That's going to be sticking out quite a distance as well. I'll quickly show you from behind how it looks. So yeah, really happy with that. I haven't covered the original holes on the body yet. What I intend to do with that is just use some red insulation tape, or electrical tape it's called. I'm just going to pop it on from underneath and just put a little piece on the top as well, just to cover them. But you can't really tell that they're that close to the holes that I've made, that the retaining pins are actually covering most of that hole up as well. So I may just leave it, I don't know. I'll have a look at that. But really happy with that, guys. show you from this side as well, because I trimmed this side as well. That's how she looks from the side. So yeah, I've just literally taken the curve and straightened it, cut a straight line from the top edge of the curve all the way around the back to the side as well. You can still use this body on a standard 8S, but it means that obviously the back is going to be exposed. Alright, pull it back straight. That's better. Okay guys, I'm really happy with the way that turned out. As I said, if you leave me some comments, happy to read them all, and I'll reply to as many as I can as well, guys. This has not been too difficult. We did have a bit of a some little issues on the back with the posts on the back as well, but I think we've overcome them. As I said, no one's actually done this. I've not seen anyone do this, so it's been a learning curve for me as well as yourself, guys. So now that I'm sure you're better informed, and you could take on this conversion if you wanted to really do it. This body looks amazing. I've got to say that the color on it really pops, and I can't wait to get that in the sunlight and see how that looks. I've got a couple of other mods that I want to be doing to this car, to this body and this conversion. Number one thing that I will be doing to it is we'll be applying the Shugu mod to reinforce that body, because it looks superb, but I don't want it to crack or anything like that. So for that, I will be ordering 2 tubes of Shugu, the biggest tubes that you can get, and I've already got some plasterboard tape for that. I'm not sure if I'll make a video on that one or not. I have done a video for the Kraton body that I did a Shugu mod on, and the X-Max body, and the process is very similar. The other mod, guys, that I'm going to be doing on this is, you notice that I did have the Murat RC LED light kit on the back, and I customized it to fit my X-Max bumper on the front when I had the Kraton set up. I will be putting some lights on the front of this. Now, how I'm going to mount them, I'm not too sure yet. I'm going to have a little think about. I wanted to get the body on and then see how it looks, and where I could possibly put some in there or not. I'm not sure if I'm going to put any lights actually into the body itself, or if I'm just going to attach them to the bumper. Either way, these lights are going to be removable once I do decide that I want to go back to the Kraton setup, and it should just be a case of a few screws here and there. So we've got 4 on the front bumper here that we'll remove that front bumper. We can put the Kraton front bumper back on again. Remove the 2 screws on the rear spoiler to put the Kraton spoiler back on there again, and then rear body post that I've got there, just need snipping the cable ties and putting the screws back in there. And the front body post, I have raised that up as well, so that just needs 2 screws and straight back down again. I don't think, all in all, it shouldn't take anyone more than half an hour just to revert this back to a Kraton setup as well. So I quite like that. Turned out really well. I said I was looking forward to this one, and that body is amazing, guys. Can't wait to get this at a skate park. But what I'll do is, weather permitting, we'll get it out now, and we'll just have a quick rip on the street just to see how it looks, really. So guys, another question that I had as well is, can we use the OUTCAST bumper with the Kraton body, and how does it look? So obviously you know that I have the X-Max bumper already on the Kraton, which does look really nice and complements the design. I just wanted to see how this bumper looks with the Kraton body on there. Now everything should still be the same, and this Kraton body should fit straight on here. Obviously we have raised up these body posts on the front and the rear, so it will be raised up a bit. Well, that fits quite nicely, that, guys. Looks alright. Let's just have a look at it from the side angle. you a bit closer, I think. So obviously it does stick out a bit further, but it is actually protecting the front bed, and that body sits on it quite nicely, guys. The rear spoiler looks alright as well. It doesn't look too bad. Like that. Just pop you down. Just get you steady again. That's it. This body back on. So the only issue that I'm having still, well, minimal issue, is it's actually pivoting on the center brace, because the rear towers aren't quite tall enough, but this body's got enough flex in it for me to be able to put the retainers in on the front and the back. So what I'll do is I'll get the pins and I'll get some batteries into this as well, and we'll just take it for a quick rip on the street and see how it looks. Guys, we've got it outside. Wow, she looks amazing. Really happy with that. I'm happy I trimmed the back arches as well, guys. I think you're going to be needing to do something like that, maybe. Let's get it turned on. Sorry for that, guys, there was a big wagon just coming past the street. So let's just get it on the street. I really like that. She looks really nice now. I thought the spoiler might bother me a bit, but do you know what? It doesn't look too bad. It's on there and it's nice. You can see the amount of gap there is between the body and the spoiler. But it looks alright. I don't mind it. So you can see there I've still got the rear light still working, so me removing the front lights hasn't made any difference to that, guys. So I'm really happy with that, the way that's turned out. I hope you enjoyed this one, and I hope you found this video helpful, useful for the future. If in case you do want to change your Kraton 8S up a bit, you can do. This is how I've done it. You might choose to do it a slightly different way. Whatever works, guys, whatever works. So guys, I hope you enjoyed it. Please like, share, subscribe, leave me a comment, guys. I'll get out of the shadow. Let's just get it into the sun a bit. Wow. Looks amazing. Yeah, so it's been a pleasure, guys, and until the next time, see ya.